everyone, welcome to BioWorks. So our topic for today is apomixis, polyembryony and parthenocarpy. Let's get started. So I will start with apomixis first. As we all know, seeds are generally formed after the process of fertilization. But some plants, like those which belong to Asteraceae family or some grasses, have evolved a special mechanism in which seeds can be formed without fertilization, right? So the process is called as apomixis, formation of embryos or formation of seeds without fertilization and without meiosis. Right. So apomixis can be defined as a type of asexual reproduction that mimics sexual reproduction. All right. So the literal meaning of apomixis is away from mixing. Right. I'll write that down here. Apomixis means away from mixing. All right. And what do I mean by mixing here? I mean fertilization. All right. Now I have shown a diagram here to make apomixis very clear to you all. So apomixis involves something called as apospory and apogamy. I'm going to explain what that means. But before I come to what is apospory and apogamy, I want you all to recall what is alternation of generation. So I have shown alternation of generation here in yellow. As you can see, I have written sporophyte and a gametophyte. I'm sure you guys are already aware that sporophyte is a plant body that produces spores and gametophyte is a plant body that produces gametes, right? So during alternation of generation, generally what happens is a sporophyte produces spores which are haploid, and the process by which the spores are produced is nothing but meiosis. And then these spores by mitosis give rise to gametophyte plant body. Now, gametophyte plant body produces gametes. Imagine these are the male gametes and the female gametes. And these male gametes and female gamete fuse to form a zygote. Zygote then develops into an adult sporophyte. Right? So, this is what is alternation of generation that you have already studied in your previous grade. Now, what is important to note over here is apospory and apogamy. So, what happens in apospory is there is formation of gametophyte from the sporophyte. You can see I have shown an arrow here. A sporophyte forms a gametophyte but without involving meiosis. Right? There is no meiosis, there is no spore formation. So direct formation of gametophyte from a sporophyte is called as an apospory. And what is apogamy? Apogamy is formation of a sporophyte from a gametophyte without involving fertilization. Right? Generally, we know that when a gametophyte produces a sporophyte, there are gametes formed, there is fertilization. But here in apogamy, there is no fertilization. There is production of sporophyte from gametophyte without fertilization. All right, that was about apomixis. Let us now talk about parthenocarpy. So first of all, for your information, parthenocarpy, the term was coined by Knoll in 1902. And what parthenocarpy exactly means? It means formation of fruits without fertilization. Now, parthenocarpy may sound similar to apomixis, but remember that in apomixis, we spoke about formation of seeds without fertilization. Here we are talking about formation of fruits without fertilization. And the resultant fruits that are formed will be seedless as there is no fertilization. All right. So normally what happens is, how is a fruit formed by the normal way? First of all, pollination takes place, followed by fertilization. And once these two take place, what results is the formation of seeds and fruit. We have already studied the entire process. And how parthenocarpic fruits are formed? There is no pollination, there is no fertilization, right? And there is formation of seedless fruits. So most common examples are those of some varieties of papaya, banana, pineapple. So those are fruits which we call it as parthenocarpic fruits because those are seedless fruits. It is assumed that parthenocarpic fruits are formed when the placental tissue of an ovary releases an auxin called as IAA. If you all remember what is IAA, I'll write that down here. Indole 3 acetic acid. Right, it is a form of auxin. So Placental tissue of an ovary releases auxin, which is indole 3-acetic acid, which causes enlargement of ovary directly into a fruit. And that is how seedless fruits are developed. Let us now understand polyembryony. So if you break the word, poly means many, embryony meaning embryos. So there is formation of many or multiple embryos at the same time. So I've written the definition here. Polyembryony is the occurrence of more than one embryo in a seed. Now, generally, polyembryony is of two types. One is adventive polyembryony and the second one is cleavage polyembryony. So, I'm going to explain the two, starting with adventive first. So, what happens in adventive polyembryony is embryos are formed directly from the nucellus or the integuments. As we all know, nucellus and integuments are parts of ovule. So, apart from the normal embryo that is formed in the embryo sac, the diploid cell of nucellus or integument may give rise to an embryo, resulting in a polyembryonic condition. So that is called as adventive polyembryony. And the second one is cleavage polyembryony, in which the zygote, once it is formed after fertilization, it divides into multiple parts or units, and then each part then develops into separate embryos, right? Cleavage over here means to split. So that is how it happens. Zygote splits into several parts and then each part gives rise to embryos. So that was all about polyembryony.
So hope this video was useful to you all and the concepts were clear. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you next time.